Today, we're going to dig into a really fascinating puzzle from inside South Korean schools. It's a story that connects a simple, everyday chore to a pretty surprising national statistic. See, it all kicks off with this one simple idea that maybe, just maybe, the most important thing a student learns all day doesn't come from a textbook. It happens right after that final bell rings. So, I want you to picture this. The school day is over, but instead of this mad dash for the door, students are reaching for brooms, mops, and dustpans. This isn't a punishment. It's a daily ritual all across the country. And we're not just talking about straightening up a few desks. The students are in charge of everything, mopping the floors, wiping down windows, emptying the trash, all of it. There are no professional janitors for the classrooms because, well, the students are the ones who maintain their own learning space every single day. So you have to ask, why? Why do they do this? And it's not just about saving a few bucks on cleaning staff. Nope. This whole practice is a deliberate, deeply ingrained part of their educational system, and it's all rooted in a very specific philosophy. The thinking here is that this kind of collective work teaches some really crucial life lessons. It's designed to build this sense of shared responsibility, personal discipline, and a real respect for the space that everybody shares. It's basically character building by design. Officially, this policy has 3 big goals. First, to teach students to be responsible for their environment. Second, to create a strong sense of community by having them work as a team. And third, to build respect for each other and for the school itself. It really sounds like the perfect formula, doesn't it? Okay, but now let's pull back and look at the bigger picture. We've seen the daily routine and the philosophy behind it. So the next logical question is, does it actually work? Does this daily chore really make for a more connected, stronger student body? And that, right there, is the million-dollar question for this whole explainer. All this effort, all this time spent cleaning together, does it actually create that deep feeling of community and belonging that it's supposed to? To figure that out, we can't just go off of feelings or theories. We need cold, hard data. And for that, we're going to turn to the PISA survey from the OECD, which is this huge international study that measures student well-being in schools all over the world. So the PISA survey tries to measure this sense of belonging by asking students some pretty direct questions. Things like, do you make friends easily at school? Or do you feel like an outsider? This gives us a real quantifiable look into how students are actually feeling. And here it is, the number for South Korea. 75.8% of students said, yeah, they feel like they belong at their school. Now, a number like that doesn't mean much on its own, right? It needs some context. And this is the paradox. When you put Korea's 75.8% next to the average for all the other developed countries, which is 80.3%, you see this pretty noticeable gap. Even with a daily practice that's literally designed to build community, Korean students actually report feeling less of a sense of belonging than their peers around the world. So, what in the world is going on here? This brings us right to the heart of the paradox. There's this huge disconnect between what the policy is supposed to do and how the students are actually feeling. Maybe this says it best. Just because you're doing the same job in the same room doesn't automatically mean you feel a real connection. A shared task doesn't always create a shared spirit. It really all boils down to this contrast right here. On one side, you have the ideal, this perfect system designed to bring everyone together. But on the other side, you have the data, the reality, where students feel less connected. It really suggests that the things that make us feel like we belong are maybe a lot more complex than just a shared chore. And this all leads us to our final takeaway. The Korean school paradox teaches us a pretty powerful lesson about what it really takes to build a community, whether that's in a school, a workplace, or anywhere else. What it shows us is that a real, authentic sense of connection might not come from something that's mandatory, something you schedule. While, yeah, shared responsibility is a good thing, a true sense of community, that might grow from things that are more spontaneous, more voluntary, more human. You just can't put it on a to-do list. So that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. What if a true community isn't something you can engineer with a policy? What if you can't schedule it into a daily routine? What if it's something that just has to grow, all on its own?